All right, in today's video, we are going to be using the Binance API to download the candles. So if we go to the Binance API, this is going to be for the USD in futures, but I guess it's kind of close to being the same for spot and coin. But we're going to grab this API. We're going to get a return of a list of this right here, and we're going to be able to put in some of our, we're going to create a function that you can put in your symbol, interval, and all of that other stuff, which will eventually look a little something like this. This is the core of it, where this is just an example of getting the 30-minute coins on BTC USDT. We'll put this together and we'll send the JSON, and then you'll get this list. And what we'll do is we'll end up turning it into something like this, where we have this exchange. And here you can see this is my own current stuff here, where we go through, we get the coins, we put them into a NumPy array, we can separate all these things, we get these candles, and then if you wanted to, you could put them in the data frame like this, a pandas data frame, where it looks nice and sexy like this, and then eventually we'll go ahead and create a plotting function where you can plot the candles that you just downloaded, and you can see them all looking nice and sexy like this. So as you guys can see, I already have all this done. So if you don't want to do all this stuff and you want to work with a platform or a repo or library that already has all this stuff done for you and other exchanges, you can see here, and you guys can see here I have this get candles for Bitcoin, Binance, where I have all of this stuff already done, then you can go in the description box below, click on the all my links, and you'll be taken to here. You can join the Discord community, the Telegram, or go to the GitHub and use this library that I've created myself. And you can use what I've built. It's a backtester. I'll be explaining more of this at the end of the video, but basically you can go ahead and put a whole bunch of information into the backtester about your trailing stop loss, risk to reward, all types of stuff here. You can see we tested over 86 million candles in just 7 minutes, which is absolutely insanity. And you can get this gigantic list of all of your records and put them in the order of the gains percentage and all sorts of things. And then at the end, you can go ahead and print all the take profits, stop losses, all of this other stuff. You can see your cumulative P&L, and then at the end of it, if you really want, you can watch the replay of exactly what you just backtested happen. And then on top of all of that, you guys can see here we have the Binance testnet available. Oh, what? Let's go ahead and place a trade. Boom. Now you can see we are in a Bitcoin position. So basically the backtester and everything has everything ready to go live. You can backtest your strategies and all other stuff. But I'll be explaining that later. Like I said, right now in this video, we're going to go over how to download the candles from Binance. And also, before I forget, I also have a bunch of these trading view indicators here that you guys can use and download, and they are exactly the same exact indicators that would show up on TradingView as far as the exact same numbers and everything. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of all of this cheating. Again, I'm going to explain all of that stuff later on towards the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of this cheating here. And let's delete this. So what you'll need to start out with is you'll need to import NumPy as NP, import pandas as PD, and from requests import get. So you have to have NumPy and pandas installed, and also import all of those into it. And you're also going to need to install Plotly and import plotly.graph objects as go. Okay. And so if any of you guys have any problems or any of that other stuff, again, all my links down in the description box. Join the Discord, join the Telegram, and just message me there and ask me any questions that you guys have if you run into any problems. Okay, so all this and all this extra stuff here is just to make my graph look nicer and more readable and stuff like that. All right, so the very first thing that we are going to need to do, we're going to have to create a function called get. Let's see here, get Binance. Oops. Get BUSDM, and we're going to need to send it a symbol. That's going to be a string. Then we're going to need to send it a time frame. Then we're going to need to send it a, I like to call this since date in milliseconds. And we're going to have to send it in until date in milliseconds. And that's going to be an int, and this is also going to be an int. And And then what we'll do is we're gonna say, oops, candles to download. So this is going to be int, and if this is going to equal 1,500 because that's the maximum candles that Binance lets you download. This is going to be equal to none, and this is going to be equal to none. Okay, so let's go ahead and go here, put a comma here, put this here, and do pass. All right, so now we have the information that we will need for what we'll be sending to the exchange. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is this. So for the symbol, I'm just going to be using BTC USDT, but you're going to have to come to the API and get all of the different symbols, or just go and look for the symbols for Binance and put them in the specific format that they're asking. And then here for the candlesticks, you have these different time frames. So you have to put these time frames in the time frame section. Okay. And so the very first thing that we're going to need to do is to get, we're going to have to create a get time frame in milliseconds function. Okay. And here we're just going to take the time frame. It's going to be a string. Okay, so we're gonna need to create the Binance timeframes as a list, because what we need to do is we need to get the timeframes in minutes, right? So 1 minute is 1, 3 is 3, 5 is 5. And so as you guys can see here, you have all these time frames. You'll need to put the 1 hour in minutes, the 20, the 2 hour in minutes, and 4 hour in minutes, all the ones that you want. I'm only gonna just do 1 through 3, 4, 5, because yeah. But as you guys can see in my strategy, I already have all of this stuff taken care of with the exchange and stuff like that. But just for the example, you guys can add whatever you want here. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we are going to get the time delta in minutes, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to say for the Binance timeframes dot index, take this time frame, look for the time frame here, return me the index of, let's say I put in 3. It's going to return the index of, since this is 0, 1, 2, it's going to return the index of 1 and put that inside of time frames in minutes, and it'll say time frame in minutes, look in 1, index 1, and that's going to return 3 for the minutes. So here we're associating 3M as a string with 3 minutes, and we're going to send that minutes to the time delta, and we're going to turn that into seconds. Okay, so then we're going to get that and we're going to turn it into an int. All right, so let's see here. If we just do this and we get time frame in milliseconds, we do time frame equals 3M, we'll get 180 seconds here. But what we need to do is get them in milliseconds, so we need to multiply that by 1,000. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this and run this, and so you'll see here we have 180,000 milliseconds in 3 minutes. So if I change this to 5, we'll get 300,000, and if we change this to 1 minute, we'll get 60,000. Because there's 60 seconds in a minute, and then we multiply that by 1,000, so you get 60,000 milliseconds in a second. And so again, like I said here, we're sending the time frame into here. We're saying give me the index of the time frame that I said, which is, in case this is 0, then it's putting 0. It's saying get the time frame in minutes list, give me what is at 0, which is 1, and we're turning that into minutes. And so this is going to be 1 minute, and then it's turning it into seconds, which is 60 seconds. And then we are multiplying it all by 1,000. But I probably should put this like this, so that way it returns everything as an int. Okay? Because we don't want any floats or anything like that. Okay. So there's that for the converting it over into that. And so now what we need to do is we need to take the candles to download that we're going to download, and we need to multiply it by the milliseconds. Okay, so over here we're going to do candles to download in milliseconds. We're going to do candles to download times time frame in milliseconds. Okay, all of this stuff is going to make sense. All right, so now we're going to say if until date is none. We need to do if since date is none. Then what we need to do is do until date equals, I think it's going to be time.time. We have to import time as well. Let's just say time. Let's see what it does here. I think we need to just do from time import time. So we need time delta and time here. So this is just going to get you the current time, and we are going to subtract frame in milliseconds. So the reason why we're doing this is because we don't want to download the candle that is being printed right now. So let's go up to this right here. So you see this candle that's being printed right now. We don't want that. We want the completed candles. Okay, we do not want this candle. So what we're doing is we are saying whatever the time is right now. Let's say I'm doing the 5-minute candles. It's 6:43. So subtract 5 minutes of milliseconds from that the current time, because the current time is going to be in milliseconds. Subtract that, so that way it'll put me at 6:37 or whatever it is, 38. So that way I'm only going to be downloading candle from 6:35. I don't want to download the 6:40 candle because, again, that's being printed right now. So that's not going to give me the full information. So we only want the full candles. Okay. And again, if you guys have any questions about this, just join the Discord and ask me in there. All right, I was on the wrong screen, and now I gotta come back to where I was. So I was at the since date milliseconds here. And so what we need to do is we need to do the until date ms minus candles to download an ms. And so what that means is basically if we have 500 5-minute candles that we are going to be downloading, we need to get that the amount of milliseconds that are in total of 500 5-minute candles and subtract that from until date. So that means that we will have the until date of now minus however many milliseconds of 500 5-minute candles there are, which will give us the since date. So we'll go from since until, right? Okay, so you want to put that there. And then if our until date is none and our since date is there, right, then what we need to do is have our until date equal since date plus the candles to download in milliseconds minus 5,000, which is we're just basically going to be let's see here. Okay, so I forgot exactly where I was at, but we have this until date, since date, plus candles to download, and we have this minus 5,000 here. So this is going to be subtracting 5 seconds basically from the time, because if we have our since date set, we're going to say something like at like 6:50, right? Well, if we did the until date exactly the same exact as the since date, then what would end up happening is we would end up downloading an extra candle. So in order to not download, like let's just say we're going to get 2 candles. So if it was 650, we would get the 650 candle, the 655 candle. But if we didn't put the minus 5,000, we would also be getting the or the 7 o'clock candle. So we have to subtract 5 seconds from that so we don't go to the 7 o'clock candle, because if we're going to only want to download 2 candles from 650, then we want to make sure that we subtract those 5 seconds. Okay, and so let's go here to the next section here. So we're going to say else if since date is none. We're going to come here, we're going to go since date until date minus candles to download candles to DL milliseconds, and we're going to subtract 5,000 from that as well. Okay, so if we did supply an until date, if since date is none, then we're going to say until date minus candles to download minus 5,000. All right, so I actually realized that I have some not a big error, but something going on in my code that I need to fix. But here, so if we have an until date, so let's say our until date is until 6:30, and we did not supply a since date, but we just want to download 2 candles until 6:30, then that means we basically want the 6:40 candle, and I mean the 6:20 candle and the 6:25 candle. Okay. What we need to do here is say, okay, take the until date, which is going to be 6:30, and subtract 2 5-minute candles from that in milliseconds, and that's going to give us the since date in milliseconds of 6:20. And then from the until date, we need to subtract 5 seconds from it so that we do not download the 6:30 candle, because we don't want that candle. We just want 6:20 and 6:25. Those are the 2 candles all the way up until 6:30. So now I have to go through and change some of these in my other exchanges that I have here, because this is wrong. Well, it's not wrong, but could be better. Let's see here. Where's our download? We don't have it there. And all right, so I've successfully changed it. So now let's get on to the actual candles part here. So we'll do b candles equals, and then we're going to do while since date ms plus time frame in milliseconds is less than until date in milliseconds. Let's just keep doing this. Now, I'm going to have to figure out how to explain this. All right, my brain's not working right now, so we will just finish the code, and then maybe when I finish it, it'll make more sense. So we want to do try, and we want to do b data equals, let's see here. Well, just a second. Okay, so I do this a little bit differently in my actual code, but we can do it this way as well, where we're going to create the params, and we're going to send the params here. So what we need to do here is, this is how we actually get the data. This is what we're actually going to call, Binance and say, hey, whatever that guy's name is, can you send me some candles? And he'll say, sure, man, I got you. So we're going to do URL equals, and we're going to want to grab this URL right here. Okay, so we're going to grab this URL right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to do params equals params. We'll create those in a second, and we're going to do .json. Okay, and so up here, what we're going to do is do params. Oh boy, I'm having to think on the fly because this is not the way I actually have it set up on my thing. So we're going to do symbol. Let's go ahead and just grab these up here, since these are kind of already sort of close to being completed. This. So our start time, which is what it's asking for, start time is going to be our since date milliseconds. So we're going to send that like this. Our symbol is going to be this symbol right here. And our interval is going to be our time frame. This. Then we're going to have our end date. End date is going to be our until. And you can send the limit. You don't have to send the limit. I just put 1500 because that's the maximum, but you could change it to whatever you want. let's see, we have a problem here, so we're going to do except. So that way our code will actually work. So now we have these params here, right? And so what we are doing, I forgot what I was saying, but we have these params here, and we're doing our since date. So now let's say that we have gotten our data, right? So we've got our data. So what we need to do now is do last candle time milliseconds equals b data. And we're going to say, give me the last row in the data. Okay, so we can see up here, we're going to go all the way to the last row. We're going to say, give me this timestamp, okay? And we're going to say, give me the last row, and then give me 0 in that row, because that's where the timestamp is going to be. All right, and that's going to be our last candle downloaded. And so what we will do next is we'll say if last candle time in milliseconds equals since date, because we start from the furthest date back, the since date, since October 2020 or something like that, I don't know. And we're going to check to see if that is equal to this. And if that is, then that means that we didn't download any candles. So we're going to do sleep 0.3 seconds, right? So because maybe we're trying to, let's see here, how do I explain this? Maybe our computer is too fast, and it's trying to get the data too fast. Or maybe we're going live with this and it's too fast, and so we just need to put this little check here, because it happens from time to time. And so we need to also from time import sleep and time here as well. So we're just going to sleep, and we're going to try again. Let's see here. Else, we're going to have our B candles that we have created up here. I really can't believe I've figured this out. Extend B data. So all we're doing is just adding the list that we just downloaded to this B candles, okay? And then what we're going to do is do since date ms equals last candle time plus 2000. So that's just going to add 2 seconds. Because we don't want to download the candle that we just downloaded, right? If our last candle was 6:30, we don't want to put our since date as 6:30 and then download the 6:30 candle again. I went through that before. And so, well, actually, this is the way I have it set up in my functions over here. But for this specific situation, what we actually need to do is just do params. And we need to do start time now equals this. Well, shit. We need to actually do both. And we need to do our since date. Well, actually, we should just do this. There we go. That makes sense. And we'll do this. Okay. So now what we've done is we said basically the start time plus the time frame and until date, and we're sending this. And so now we got some candles, we extended our list, and so now what we need to do is store the since time as our last candle that we got. And then what we will do is we will come back up here and we'll check again our new time is less than our until date, and we'll just keep looping through this until we have passed our until date. Okay, and so let me see if I can try to well, no, let's just go ahead and do this. So we're going to do exception as E, and we're going to do raise exception. We're going to say Binance. Well, I just normally like to put the name of the function here. And we're just going to say there was an exception. I don't know what the exception could be, but there was an exception. All right. And next thing we'll do is, let's say that we've download it all. So let's say that our limit was, I don't know, 10, and we wanted to download, and we set our candles to download as like 20, right? So what happens here is we are going to come here and we're going to say that from 7:10 to download to 7. So our since time is 7:10 and our until date is 7:30, right? So our start time plus time frame in milliseconds, and we're going to come through here and we're going to only download 10 candles. Remember, we need to download 20. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to download candles from 7:10. What did I say? I guess we're doing 1 minute candles. We're going to download 7:10, 7:11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, right? Then we will store all that information here. We will set our params to our last time frame, and then we'll come up here and we'll check to see, hey, is our new start time, which would be 7:20, less than our until date, which is 7:30. The answer is no to that. And then we come through and we download the candles again, and then we set it equal to this time frame, right? Which is going to be 7:30 in 2 seconds, I guess you should say. Then we're going to come up here and we're going to say, is 7:21 in 2 seconds less than 7:30? This is 7:30 in 2 seconds. 7:31 in 2 seconds. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's just debug through this. This is, I can't believe I'm trying to explain this. Candles NP equals np.array b candles b type. I should have just said that from the beginning. Now I'm just gonna be explaining this afterwards. And I personally do not want any of this extra stuff here. I don't want the volume. I don't want the close time. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want any of this stuff. I just want open time, open, high, low, close, right? So you guys can do whatever you want to do. But for my NumPy array, I'm going to say, give me all the rows and only give me the columns up to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So this is going to give me all these up to 5, which in NumPy that means basically 4. And so we're only going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're basically getting 5 columns, and that's what that means right here. Okay? And then we're going to do return candles NP. So this is actually going to download everything that we need. So let's go ahead and put this up here. And let's run this. Okay, we don't need that. So if we run this, so we'll come down here. Wait. Okay. So now let's run this. Let's do candles symbol equals BTC USDT. Then we're gonna say interval. What did I say this is? Time frame. Time frame equals 5 minutes. Let's just say candles to download is going to be 20. And we have this limit set to 10. So I'm going to put a breakpoint here. And we're going to, actually, let's just see if this works. Does this actually work? Okay, yes, it does. So we've got all our things here. Well, let's just create the data frame first before we go through it. And obviously there's a problem because we have 20 here and it didn't actually do it. So I got to look at that real quick. Actually, it's way too hard to figure out what's wrong without seeing the actual dates here. So let's just create the candle. So let's say B USD M2 data frame. Okay. So then this is going to be candles. It is a NumPy array. And we got to put a like this. And so in here, what we will do is this. All right. What we're going to do is going to do candles df equals pd.data frame. The candles say columns equal timestamp high, low, close. Again, if you had any of this extra information here, you're gonna have to volume or whatever else you want to call it. But for me, I just have it like this, and we're gonna put our quotes around these. All right, like this, like this, like these. And so here we're gonna do candles df, do timestamp df timestamp as type d type. It's going to be mp.int 64. Okay, because we don't want these float numbers here, or maybe I don't know. Actually, it doesn't even really matter. Candles df dot set index, and we're going to do pd.toDateTime candles df stamp, and we're going to do unit is milliseconds, and then we're going to do in place is true. Okay, place is true. Okay, and then we're going to do candles df dot index dot rename date time oh, I see what we're doing. Okay, in place equals true. Okay, return candles df. So what we're doing here is we are creating a pandas data frame with these columns. Then we're changing the timestamp. I really don't think we need to do this. We'll see. And then we might have to change the timestamp to an int because it's just an int. We don't need whatever this is called, float. Then we're gonna say set the index to this, which is going to be the date time. So instead of timestamps, we're actually going to get the date times, and we're going to say in place is true. And then we're going to rename the index to date time. So let's run this, and so let's see bu whatever this is. I'm going to say candles equals candle. Wait a minute. Candles BSU. What is this? BUSDM. And we'll do this. Okay. So actually, yeah, we need them because I don't want to see this crap right there. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's why we need it. All right. So we have 20. So let's just let's run everything and see what we get here. All right, well, this is actually good. I'm going to go through the debugging process. If you don't want to watch this, then you can skip forward, but this is actually good practice to learn how to debug your issues that you're running into. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's see what happens here. So we'll go through. Our start time is... Well, let's not actually do this. Okay, I'm looking over here. I just realized that the time comes in seconds. And so we have to do int time times 1000. Okay. So let's go over here and change that. Where's this time right here? So we need to do int time times 1000. Okay, this is what you get for when the fact that you've done this... you already have it done. You forget a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's see if this actually solves the problem here. Okay. So I think we have 20. What is this? Let's see. Outside. You do this shape. Yeah, we have 20. Okay. Usually it says at the bottom how many rows you have. Okay, well, I didn't do anything wrong, thank God. So you can see here, it is 7 727, and we're not downloading the 725 or the 1525 can't. Well, let's see. What is it? Yeah, 1527, right? This is GMT time. And so we are not downloading the 25 candle because it's being printed right now. Okay? And so anyways, just understand that this works. That's all I can say. Just understand that all of this works right here, as you guys can see right here. So if we wanted to download 21 candles, we could do that. And it would download those candles. It'd take 5 million years. And here, so now we have 21. So if I did dot shape, we'll see that we have 21 and 5 rows. Oh, now we have to print the damn things out. Okay, so let's move this up to here, I guess. So we got our candles, whatever, and then now we have our candles DF BUSDM. I don't even know if this is the right thing. DF. This. Okay, so now we have our candles, which looks like this. It's a NumPy array, right? And we use NumPy because it's a million times faster than Pandas. So then now what we need to do is we need to create the plotting function. And what does that look like? Well, let's go ahead and make it happen. So let's say def. Oh, we gotta create it up here. Def plot BUSDM. And what we're gonna have is candles, and right. You guys can send the data frame if you want. I like to deal with everything NumPy because it's just faster. Then I'm gonna say nothing else really. Put that there. We're gonna do pass, and okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do fig equals go dot figure. We're going to say data equals, and it's going to be a list. I'm going to say go dot candlestick. We're going to do x equals td dot to date time candles. Oh no, we don't want candles. Oh yeah, we do want candles. And then we want to grab the first row. So if you're doing it in, just don't send it. Just don't send the data frame. Everything is going to be faster if you're using NumPy. And then unit equals ms. Okay. And that is not happening there. All right. Next, what do we have? Do we have to put it? Yeah, we do. We have to do open equals. Let's just do this. Let's do this. So that's going to be open, high, low, close. So this is going to be high. This is going to be the low. And this is going to be the close. Okay. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because, well, I'll show you guys in a second. Then down here, we're going to do fig.update layout. And for me, I want my height to be 800. Oh, shit. Height to be 800. Then fig.show. Okay. I think this should work. Probably. Plot candles equals candles. This. Hey, it works. It works. Maybe we'll. This is pretty damn big. Change the size. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit more manageable. So now we have these nice and sexy candles, and so now we have everything set up to where you can send whatever you want. So let's just say I don't send anything. It's going to download, oh boy, it's going to download 1,500. I guess you can change this limit to whatever you want. Or you could even add a thing here. Limit equals 1500 or 1500, yeah, like this, and you could do it like this. Okay. So that way it's a little bit easier if you wanted to change the limit to see it working in action. But we did candles to download. It's at 30. And we did this. See, even though our limit is 1500, we still only downloaded 30. Okay, that's what the great thing about this is. So literally, the candles to download, you can put whatever you want, and it'll automatically loop through everything. And so that's why I like having the candles to download over just having to adjust the limit all the time. But the limit will make it so that way this 30 only happens in one pass, because we're grabbing 30, which is less than 15, whatever, 1500. Okay, so we've gone through all of that. And so now, if we're talking about what's going on here, like I said, with the backtester, we have, oh man, just different exchanges. We've got the Mufex DEX, we've got Binance, we have Apex. You know, again, I've already shown you guys this works on the Binance thing here, so let's go ahead and exit out of this, and let's see if it'll actually work here. Probably should. So here, what we're doing is we're creating an instance of Binance. We're going to create the market order and just get me in. Boom. Now you can see. So we're set up to go live. And again, you can also, if you want, I've got Apex over here. Let's see if this actually wants to actually work. Let's run this. Okay, you can see here, sell was canceled. Oh wow, that's great. Apex sometimes doesn't like to work for some reason. Hey, now our buys work. Okay, so this is the test net though. That's probably why. So we have that there, and we've got that, and then also for this, you know, again, we have our settings. You can set your risk to reward, your stop loss. You can add percentage to it. You can trail your stop loss. You can set your leverage. You can set your max trades. All of that other stuff. Just so much going on here. And again, look at this. 86 million candles. 21,000 different possible combinations. We looked through. And these are the ones that fit our backtest settings filters, right? Because we don't want all the ones that are like losing money, right? We just want to see what that is. So we sorted by to the upside, which is my own personal whatever. And so obviously this is just buying like all the time, you can see here. And so we're able to see each and every single trade. You can see, oh my lord, what the hell? This thing got annihilated. Well, that's not fun. It got what happened here? What is this? Oh boy, see, it's just trying to buy. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so that's just an example strategy here. Let's see what this is. So this is the way this works is you get all of your records, and then you say, hey, I want to get my order records and print them out. So I'm gonna grab my index, my indicator index, and my dynamic order settings index, and say 4 and 192. So let's just say 4 and 192. So we run that. Takes 0.4 seconds, and yeah, we went down. Maybe is this? Oh, 94. Okay, I was like, what the hell? There's no way that's real. Ah, there we go. That doesn't look any better. But yeah, so that's why it's important to be able to see these things, right? Because we did end up in profit here, 27% or whatever it is. But yeah, this is pretty damn bad. But anyways, like I said, this is just buying all the time. It's reckless. So come over, check it out if you guys are interested. This is in beta. I'm also offering lessons on how to create the strategies using the backtester and all of that other fun stuff. And so, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Go to all my links. You can join the Discord community, join the Telegram group, ask me any questions that you guys have there. I've got some dexes and some centralized exchanges that you guys would like to use. This helps out. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up using my links. So I'd appreciate it if you did that. And also too, if you for whatever reason are running into any issues with Binance or Bybit, I guess I shouldn't have said that, but if you're running into any issues with any exchanges not accepting your country, you can use a VPN to change your computer's location to download anything or use whatever it is that you need to use. If now only do that as a disclaimer if the exchange allows you to do that in your terms of service and your country allows you. Don't do anything illegal. But if both of those things are true, that you can use a VPN in your country and the exchange allows you to use the VPN to connect, then you can also sign up to this. Okay. So, and I've got my other YouTube channels here as well. Okay. And here's the GitHub of all of the information. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.